I do remember that in the early 1990s, the internet was going through the same things that Bitcoin is going through now. Oh, it's for adult content, it's for playing games. Also, we need to keep our kids away from this. I'm not going to use my credit card. Are you joking? People didn't believe the internet when email was first linked to it. That was the GBT chat moment. After that, they just ran. Marty talks about Bitcoin with Cathie Wood on a recent episode of the TFTC show. Cathie talks about her experiences and thoughts on how Bitcoin has changed over time. She compares it to the early days of the internet, when there was a lot of doubt and bad news. The price of Bitcoin is around $69,000 at the time of this show. It has gone up 2% in the last 24 hours and 8% over the last 30 days. At the same time, there is a new RFK, Junior meme coin, going around the market, and RFK. Junior has said he will accept crypto donations. Also, Biden's government is beginning to change its mind about how to regulate cryptocurrencies. This makes the United States' future in the crypto space look brighter. In the 1980s, it was against the law for people in the US to use the internet until I think a Telecoms Act changed that. So I think that's what's left of that, along with the desire to get this internet thing going and to make it business in a way. Developers just didn't build in payment systems because we came from a place where they were illegal. It was only used to share information, and AOL was waiting in the wings. That was the first big hit very quickly, which helped people understand what was going on. It's interesting. Okay, so maybe you know more about the history of the layer that they tried to put in place for this payment system. But I think business needs came first, and this bit of, wait, this is an information network first, let's do this. Because they never built it in. Putting that payments layer in was even more important now that we know what we know. Okay, that's how a lot of tools stay on track, you know. At the time, I think it was Square Now Block that we wrote with about how Bitcoin will really work. We can see this. As things stand, there will be a way to build too much solar and wind power. So you put Bitcoin mining into a utility environment. For example, we moved our business to Florida, where it's always sunny. Okay, so much so that these huge storage rooms get full of rubbish. After that, you just throw it away. No, put it into mining Bitcoin. Mine Bitcoin and use the money you get from that to pay for more solar and wind equipment. So, we think the merger is good for everyone. It's been fun. We're back to talking about the early days of the internet now. Do you know how much power the internet uses? It uses as much as Denmark does. It was the same with Bitcoin, of course. This is a well-known phrase. One reason we looked into energy was to remember when Elon or Tesla put Bitcoin to the test on the company's balance sheet. He did that because he thought it was the right thing to do. After that, he got a lot of reaction from people in the environment. Also, Tesla was made so that, quote-unquote, humanity could be saved from itself when it comes to energy, electric cars, and self-driving cars in general. He's wearing Bitcoin on his belt, and it got this big. That's why he, Jack Dorsey, Steve Lee, and I were the first people to talk at a meeting we held about this and other ideas and thoughts about Bitcoin. It's still known as the B word. All markets have a big problem with this, but the stock market has the biggest one. Our business is based on the idea that 5 big platforms are coming together. 14 different technologies are coming together in these 5 main innovation systems. In the life science space, these are the 5 main platforms: robots, energy storage, AI, blockchain technology, and multiomic sequencing. And AI is the main force behind the merger, but they're all coming together. All of them have some kind of effect on each other. From their point of view, even better sub-industry. This is how the traditional financial world is set up. Study departments and analyst jobs are organized by sector or industry. There are 5 of us who study consumers. There are 5 of us working on healthcare. There are 5 technology experts here, and each one is a very small part of the others. But guess what? That is not at all the right way to set things up if tools are coming together. So we put ARC study into groups based on technology. That's 14 different technologies and 14 analysts grouped by technology. They know a lot about both technology and a lot of different industries, so they can watch as these new technologies go through learning curves that show up as falling costs. When these technologies spread to other industries, our analysts will be in a good situation. While these other experts are stuck in a small bubble, they won't see it coming, and the idea of merging is not something they are ready to accept, even they're not, or to understand it. That, in my opinion, is a very important thing that makes ARC different. A lot of people will look at how well we did and say, that didn't help you much. Did it what hasn't helped us? What killed all the long-term assets in this market? 21, 22, and last year was great because people thought interest rates were going down. They think we're getting close to the top. Now here's the opposite again. Oh, and we have this problem with focusing. If you've heard about energy, I think there's a hydropower plant up in upstate New York. Based on what I heard, they would love to be able to send power all the way down to New York City, but it's not possible because of the way the system is set up. There is a whole new community growing there now that people mine Bitcoin. Because of the Bitcoin community, the area is starting to grow. It's giving life to rural places that we've pretty much left for dead or stranded in everything we do. When innovation is radical, it changes the way things have always been done in the world. There is a lot of trouble all the time. Why? Because the old guard made us feel like fleas in the beginning, telling us to leave because we didn't fit here.